What's up, everybody? Back at you with another Cream City curveball. I'm your man, Justin in North Carolina.
And Pipe, I'm here in Milwaukee.
Hey, man, we just went. Yeah, y'all don't know, man. Let me let you behind the curtains, man. Pipe, we already starting off topic because that's what we're gonna do. These guys start off topic real quick. We just gotta wave that shit. Stuff. Oh, Lord. Gotta wave it.
Yeah,
Rod Brenda Moore, Sebastian Aho, Jarvis, Blake, Keandre Miller, our fellow Badger. You had Jankowski, our fellow Admiral. Taylor
that's right.
Hall, our fellow Blackhawk. So before we go any further, we're going to talk about this a little bit later. But we're just celebrating the 2026 Stanley Cup champions. My second team, my Carolina Hurricanes. For those of you who don't know, born and raised in the city of Milwaukee, lived a good portion of my life in Chicago. Only Chicago team I root for that Pipe doesn't make fun of me for is the Blackhawks. He gives me hell about the White Sox. It's all good. Pipe, we can talk about that. You know, let's just get to it right now, real quick. Just get it out the way. Because it's going to come up on one of these podcasts at some point, is it not?
Oh, yeah,
So
of course.
I went to summer camp on the south side of Chicago. There were a bunch of Cubs fans. Me and my best friend, Roger was his name. I hope Roger's doing well. Maybe one day he'll see this and we can reconnect. I haven't talked to the kid in years, man. Funny thing, man, we went swimming at the dunes in Indiana, and I saved a dude's life. I pulled him out of the lake, bro. He was drowning.
Nice.
So that was my guy, right? And he was a diehard White Sox fan. And you know me, man. Born Milwaukee's finest. Milwaukee's best, right? I was a Brewers fan. So you had a bunch of kids that probably grew up like Pipe grew up before he got saved. You know, we don't talk about when you find the Lord, you find the Lord. We're talking about the Lord is in the Milwaukee Brewers. But a bunch of Cubs fans. And they all picked on me. And they picked on him. So I was like, all right, dog, this is what we gonna do. We got a truce here between us. Now you got White Sox and Brewers fans fighting in the stands and fighting on the field and want to beat up Ozzie Guillen. But you got me and here, old Roger. We not fighting. We like, man, White Sox, Brewers was his second team. White Sox were my second team. And then all of a sudden we got to the American League. I mean, we got to the National League. They got to the American League. So it kind of stuck. So I've always been I don't know if you'd call me a White Sox fan. But funny thing about me, I would not wear the hat of a team that I do not root for. So I have Rangers, Brewers, and White Sox for baseball.
Okay. Well, hey, man, nobody's perfect. You know, White Sox, they get their name for a reason because they're trash. Their entire fan base is trash, all seven of them. Even though I guess now because all of a sudden, you know, hell froze over and they're winning a couple games here and there in first place in the AL Central, crappy division as it is. All of a sudden now they start selling some tickets. So, you know, get some more victims down to that ballpark there. But, you know, trash organization, trash fan base, everything about them is stupid. It's funny, my sister came to visit me yesterday. She still lives in Chicago area. And her and her husband came up, and they were busting my balls. They're like, "Oh yeah, you know, we were watching. You know, we've been tuning in and listening to the, you know, watching and listening to the podcast here." And she's like, "Man, it took me about 4 times to get through that one where you were making fun of the White Sox. Oh, that's terrible." Because her and her husband are part of the 7 fans of that stupid franchise. So shout out to you guys if you're watching. Besides you, you know, everybody else that likes that team sucks. So what can you do?
We got to give Uncle Rob a pass. So where'd you put? You say 7 fans. So what about 7 1/4? Because you can't really give me a whole half, can you?
No, yeah, 7 1/4, and it should be. You know, it's probably less. It's probably like 6.75 because, you know, your dude Rob was legally dead when you yanked him out of the water, so he don't count as a whole person either. So, you know, it is what it is. But, yeah, there's only a couple real legit ones, and the rest just like talking smack.
Well, shout out to your sister and her husband. We definitely appreciate you watching. As long as it does not impact the Milwaukee Brewers, you got a fan in me. I think good guys wear black. I think everything is better on the south side. But yeah, man, we're going to get to the real reason why we hear these Milwaukee Brewers, though. You know, you talked about another first base team, but this is a big dog first base team, Pipe. And we were facing off against the Philadelphia Phillies. Great baseball team coming in. One of the hottest teams in all of baseball. We had our 2 aces, Mizorowski and Harrison, lay down a little smack on these boys. Great pitching efforts. I thought the bats did well this weekend. Pipe, what did you take away from the Philly series this weekend?
Yeah, man, there was a whole lot of good. And, obviously that's saying the obvious. When you win a series, and again, it's a team that a lot better than what their record says, what their individual players' numbers say. That lineup is straight up legit. And for the Brewers to sit there and, pretty much handle them real good for the most part in the series was great. It was nuts yesterday. I'm sitting there and I'm like, what the hell is Murphy doing? You got Perkins up in the lineup and all this kind of stuff. But then they showed on TV that he hit Dirty Sanchez real good in his career, and again did it again yesterday, actually knocking a home run. I thought I was having a heart attack. I thought I was hallucinating. I thought everything bad was happening. But it actually was true that for some reason he was able to do something to get that ball over the wall. I couldn't believe that it happened. But good on him. And so there's Perkins, like probably second highlight and of the year. So good for him there. But for the Brewers to sit there and win the series and bounce back after losing that series in Vegas, it's a step in the right direction. Finally getting back on the right track, not getting into losing multiple series in a row. Put the stop to it. Get back to the winning ways, and let's roll.
Yeah, so you know what's crazy about we're gonna call him Drake Perkins and not Blake, because we call him Drake when he does things great. I'm sure there's a lot of people, including you, Pipe, who feel a different type of way about Drake, but we're gonna love him.
Drake sucks.
Allegedly he took the Iceman name and wore and promoted his album in a green and gold coat. So we gotta show the dude a little bit of love for that, man. And he
No, you
allegedly
don't.
dissed Caleb Williams. But he was 6 for 7 against Dirty Sanchez. 6 out of 7. So I wonder what, and someone made this other thing, and it had made me chuckle. Someone made a reference. I wonder what he would hit if he faced Mizorowski. Because he seems to hit the best pitching good, and he struggles against everybody else. But it's good to see Blake. I'm not going to say back on track, but at least have a moment and have a day, right?
Yeah, good for him. And, that'll probably be the highlight of his season, and that's fine. He's got a hell of a lot more highlights than I had in my professional baseball career, which is 0, because there wasn't one. So, good on him. It's great. And, again, we hope that everybody wearing a Brewer uniform, bats 1,000 and is amazing. And, we're not rooting against anybody. But when people suck, we tell them they suck. And, besides yesterday, Blake Perkins has sucked. So, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It is what it is. His numbers tell you that story. But, he did show up really good. Being an off day. First of all, I hate off days. Once baseball season starts, there should be no off days. They should extend the season 200, 225 games in a regular season. Let's keep this sucker rolling 11 and a half months out of the year. That would be absolutely delicious. But I was watching a lot of MLB Network today. They were talking about the Brewers left and right, talking about how now Mizorowski is the favorite for NL Cy Young, and it should be. Sanchez is a good pitcher and all that. However, if you do allow a home run to Blake Perkins, that's an automatic disqualifier. You are out of the running. That's like giving up multiple hits or a home run to Joe Zero. That's just an automatic disqualifier. You should be sent down. You should be DFA'd. It don't matter if you're, now number 2 in the Cy Young, man. That's that. Oh, I can't have you on my squad. I'd be looking at trade options.
Hey, but Pipe, come on, man. Like, Blake had some good moments last year. Still one of the best gloves of the team. Like, Blake is going to be all right. I still think he needs to find a way to get back in that hitting lap. But I'm not. What is he batting now? I don't have the stats. I don't have my other stuff. But is he?
Let's see.
Is he at the Mendoza line yet?
Let's see what your guy is hitting now. No, God, no. Oh, Mr. Perkins. This is after yesterday where he went 2 for 4. He's hitting 133.
Oof.
He's got an on base at 235.
Oof.
And
All right,
he was in your 7 hole yesterday. So, again, good on him. But right now, he's not a professional baseball player.
So, me and Pipe drink from different glasses. Right now, my glass says Stanley Cup Finals, though, by the way, just in case y'all want to know what my Diet Pepsi glass says tonight. But we
Hey,
drink from
mine,
different
mine
glasses.
says Stanley too.
His glass may be a little bit half full. Mine's a little bit more or half empty. Mine's a little half full. I said it backwards, didn't I? I'm sure I did.
Whatever.
I'm gonna say, Blake, you just got to pick it up a little bit better. We need more from you. We saw it last year. We saw good moments. I think there's a lot of talent in there, but it has to be unlocked, man, at some point, or else, man. We've talked about this a few episodes now. Pipe. We're gonna have to see Mr. Jet Williams. We're gonna have to see Mr. Laura. We're gonna have to see Badu. We're gonna have to see somebody up here. Somebody. Real quick before somebody that we got coming up, right? We got somebody coming up. We got a big one. I think Pipe. See, I go to the Pipe School of Radio. He taught me that's how you. What do you call it? You preview what you gonna talk about.
Yep. Little tease.
Yeah, little tease, little tease. I'm great at teasing, allegedly. Let's get to the other bat of the day we had to mention though. Jackson Chourio. That kid has been knocking the cover off the ball. When you get to be 35 plus, you get to an unk status. Shout out to our boy on Cream City Crossover, the king of the unks. We talking about Trey, right? King Unk Trey. But you call all these young guys kids once you get to be an unk. So that kid, Jackson Chourio, is knocking the cover off the ball pipe. I know he has 5 home runs in 5 games. That stat is a little bit misleading when you realize he hit 2 and 2 and then none, and a couple other ones and a one and another one. But still, the fact is Jackson is hitting the ball well. Singles, doubles. He's doing just about everything you can do. Playing a decent glove, and he really showed up against the Philadelphia Phillies. Pipe, you ready for it? You said before when we were talking All-Star, I was going to be at about 14. Let's add another tick in for Jackson now. Where am I at now? Jackson, Bowers, Harrison,
Miz.
Miz,
Terang.
Terang, for sure.
Contreras.
6. I said Chad Patrick. Well,
Yeah, you
I
did.
said, hey,
Ashby.
yeah, Ashby. I said Ashby, not Chad Patrick. I might have said Ashby. So wait a second. We got to take a moment of silence because I have officially jinxed Chad Patrick. I'm sorry, Chad Patrick. You suck. You're terrible. You're god awful right now because I said all that positive stuff, and now we know you're gonna flip the narrative. You'll come back. Go ahead, Pipe. Sure, I'm sorry. I'm all off topic.
Yeah, no, man, he's been absolutely amazing. His plate discipline has gotten so good, and you see the results that are happening. When you swing at nothing but strikes, you tend to have one hell of a batting average, and the ball tends to go very, very far. So he's doing all the right things, man. It's so great to see. We talk about the Brewers contracts and these long-term deals that they gave these young guys. Chourio a couple years ago, Pratt, Lara, stuff like that. Now, it's the only way that a poverty franchise can sit there and hold on to their stars as long as possible. Because otherwise they're just going to sit there and leave for the big money right away. This way you sit there and you get a few extra years with the dudes that you took a chance on, drafted, developed, stuff like that. So, but you can't discount the risk. If the Brewers would have signed this deal and Chourio would have turned out to be an absolute bust, now all of a sudden you're paying all sorts of dead money for somebody who's not paying any dividends on a squad. So kudos to all the people that sat there and were able to look at a very young Jackson Chourio and say, he is him. And to sit there and get that long-term deal done, get Chourio, generational wealth as a young guy. Now, if he if he's even plays at 80% of what he is right now, the Brewers got a bargain on him. And so this, it's definitely a pro. It's hard to sit there and pass that money up if you're Jackson, but it's also, you got to be very, very happy that the Brewers, they're going to sit there and get one hell of a deal with Chourio long term on this deal. But they took all the risk. They're going to gain a lot of reward, and let's hope it goes the same way with Lara and Pratt.
Yeah, and speaking of that, man, we'll go right into it then. We talked about a big one. We teased it, the big nugget coming up. Our guy number 9. Oh darn, my shirt's downstairs. I can't even put it on now. Number 9, Cooper Pratt. I wonder what number. Who's 9 on the roster? Do we have a 9 on the roster? I don't know. Anyways, Cooper Pratt's coming up from AAA. I'm super excited. I think this might be. We're looking at Renhefro with the injury being a little bit. I think it may be one of those 15-day chill out a little bit, come back, get your bat warm, something like that. I'm not sure. Who do you see going down? What do you see going on with this? And on a scale of 1 to 9, and we're only going to stop it at 9 because that was Pratt's all his minor league number. On a scale of 1 to 9, how excited are you, Pipe?
I'm very excited. I'm probably 1.9. I would say I'm about an 8.5. And the reason why I'm so excited is because this is overdue. He should have been up a long time ago. He's been playing very well. He's deserved this promotion for at least a month now. So it's about time that the Brewers step up and make this happen. Now, what's going to piss me off is that it will be Renhefo. I have a feeling that, Pratt's going to sit there and play short, and they're going to move Joe Zero over to third base, where, glove, above average, bat still non existent. So my eyes are still going to get burned by watching a whole lot of suck, just at a different position. But hopefully Pratt can sit there instead of having your entire left side of the infield suck. Now hopefully he brings something and we can see some promise with him. Because, at the end of the day, you sit there and you look, and right now, we've gone, 2.5 months? We're, a third of the way through the season already. Man, where does the hell does time go? It's just flying by, man. It's absolutely crazy. Slow this season down. But we haven't seen anything out of Joey Zero or out of Renhefo. And so even if Pratt can come up and hit 260, even 255, like, hey, hallelujah, this is better than what we were getting. And, hopefully he puts himself in a position, gets some experience, gets some confidence up here in the bigs, and he's able to sit there and roll it into where all of a sudden he earns himself a playoff seat, on that roster. And then that's just even more experience that he can carry with him for years and years to come here in Milwaukee.
Let's hope that Joey O goes over to third base and he gets that shot in the arm a little bit and comes out and plays great baseball. He wasn't the best third baseman in the world by any means with the bat, but he definitely hit the ball a lot better as a third baseman than he did as a shortstop. Whole left side of your infield sucking is crazy. We just go. I can't even keep a straight face and do this with you because you're so blunt. So let me ask you a question: who has the worst glove on the team?
Oh man, you're probably looking at Andrew Vaughn
Right,
when he plays.
I got something for him. Hold on. This live whenever you watch it. But I got something. I just saw this and I got something. All right, man. So we're gonna give this sponsorship of Cream City Curveball. We're gonna get you one of these big boys. I think I've been hanging out with Tim Allen. I got this at the Home Run Derby in Atlanta last year. Shout out to Garrett Mitchell. One day he's gonna jump on with us. Type 1 diabetes got the best of me. Little heat stroke, could not stay. But I had one of those. I still didn't catch anything. But
that's all good. That's all good. That thing looks half the size of you. That glove is huge. And I'm not saying that Vaughn is a bad fielder because I don't think I don't think there really is any bad gloves on this team. Besides Vaughn, who else are you gonna do?
Yeah, a lot of people used to say Bowers, but I think Bowers is one of the better gloves in the field. You look at Jack in left field, glove is solid. Center field, he's solid. Bowers is more than solid. He's made amazing plays as an outfielder. And I'm not talking about, we're not going to put this dude up for the gold glove or anything like that. But when you look at Bowers in comparison to where he came from as first base DH to making those plays, phenomenal. We all know what Sal Frelick is, right? I agree with you. Vaughn has hiccups for a moment or two, but he's above average. He's a little. I think he's better than Prince Field. He's probably the best glove first baseman we've had in a while. I can't think of anybody that was better than him.
No, me
Or
neither.
second base, we know what Terang is. Shortstop, Joey O. The glove is definitely not the issue with him, right? We talked about third. Oh yeah, he probably has the weakest one, bro.
Well, but now that because I think we both think that it's going to be him who's gone for Pratt, so he don't count anymore. So I think that walking in, Pratt is the most questionable. Besides that, it's Vaughn. Besides that, you know, it's got to be probably Joe Zero. He's above average, but he's not better than Terang. He's not better than Frelick. I don't think he's better than Mitchell or Perkins. So, him and Churio might be a wash.
Is he better than
Uh,
David Hamilton?
I don't know. We'll see.
So yeah, you're funny. So Joey, let's talk about that. And here we go. We swear back and forth. This is what we were joking about, right? So Joey's O's defense this year has not been this defense that we all have thought it was going to be, though. He's had quite a few plays that, for an above average fielder, should be routine that he's booted this year. And again, this isn't a pick on the Joey O or anything like that, but gosh, man, like, you got to contribute more. I'm gonna tell y'all what I got Pipe for Christmas. I got Pipe an autographed Joey Ortiz baseball bat. It's in my man cave right now too.
Yeah, well, good, man. I'll light a cigarette with that. But, it is what it is, man. I don't know if he's just in his head. I don't know what. But, he was known for defense. Dude hasn't hit nothing ever. And so it is, his defense has not been spectacular. So, but then a lot of people think that I'm hard on defense because I wasn't wowed over Willie Adames' defense either. He made a lot of the good, Sports Center plays, the top plays on MLB Network. But if it was routine, man, you kind of held your breath because you didn't know where the hell those throws were going. So it is what it is. Just an absolute disappointment of a year from Joe Zero.
Yeah, it has to be better, bro. It has to be better. And the thing about Cooper Pratt, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he was a platinum glove, gold glove winner in the minors last year, if I'm not mistaken. So
Yeah, he won something.
and he's definitely top tier defender from what I've seen in the minor leagues for whatever these four eyes will tell you. So I'm just saying, man, like, we should not be so negative. I'm not saying you or you folks listening. For you folks that are negative, we're talking to you. All you negative people on Cooper Pratt saying we're gonna lose the glove of Joey O if we give this kid a chance. The thing about it, you just mentioned about Willie Adames Pipe. You talked about how sometimes he made those plays that made you kind of like, gosh darn it, Willie, what the hell are you doing? However, you always knew when you came up with a 2-run trailing by 2 runs, a 1-run deficit, or a tie ball game, Willie can make a swing and kind of flip the script for you. You don't have that with Joey O. And you gotta do one or the other on elite level. And I hate to be that guy because my glass is normally half full, except when I'm out there hanging out with the Hurricanes at 3 o'clock in the morning. You got to do something, bro. You gotta go somewhere else, man, and get it together, then come back, man. Let's get to this guy that's on our injured list, man. I don't know if you folks have been paying much attention. We got probably the most important brewer, probably the best brewer, 2-time manager of the year, Pat Murphy, with the Bob Hope hip. We need to get this brother a golf cart. We need to get him one of the blue and gold. We need to get him a scooter. Nah, I like the golf cart idea, like the blue and gold dugout mug. Let him drive that around pregame and stuff like that. That'd be awesome. Scooter wouldn't be bad. But, I mean, Pat really looks like he's struggling to get in and out of the dugout right now, get to the mound to make his pitch and substitutions. He said in a couple post-game interviews he's going through a lot of stuff with that hip, man. So, for me, I hope that Pat gets well soon because we need him. We need him to be the spry chicken that he is. He's probably the youngest 60-plus dude I've ever seen in my life, man.
Yeah, he really is, and the fact that he's got those little kids that are his, those ain't his grandkids in those press conferences all the time. So 2-time manager of the year is still getting down, so that's good to see. But you got to sit there and do what you got to do to make Murph okay, man, because you need him. And a lot of people don't think that, like, just because he's not going out to the mound, to make pitching changes and stuff like that now because he's having problems with the mobility. A lot of people think that's not a big deal, but it kind of is because Murphy is a master motivator. He knows how to make the mood right. Whether he's cracking jokes, whether he's sitting there and he's telling you something that you need to hear, he won't sugarcoat it. He'll tell it how it is. And he's got that feeling. He's got that pulse to the dugout, and he knows what his team needs. So even if he's going out there just to take the ball from you, he could go out there and say, "Hey, Justin, man, great job tonight," or "I really like the way your curve was dancing." Whatever he's saying, he's got the pulse, and the fact that he's not able to do that now, I do think takes away a little bit from the team. So, whether you got to wrap him in bubble wrap, whether you got to give him a hover round, get him out there in a damn dune buggy, whatever, we need Murph. And so, obviously we wish him nothing but the best as he, hopefully a speedy recovery from the hip, back, neck, whatever the hell's, a little bit of this, little bit of that that's going on with him.
Yeah, man, I feel like you get old and just starts aching and pains, and you're like, gosh, how does that hurt? I think I woke up the other morning, I had a cramp in my big toe. I'm like, what is going on? It's like stuff just hurts, and you're like, how is it even possible for my elbow to hurt right now? And I did nothing with it, but my elbow just hurts. So, yeah, Murph, get well soon. We definitely need you, and we need more of the sarcastic Murph too, man. Um, yeah, great win for the Brewers though. Sunday, great win. Friday, Saturday we were so close, didn't get it done, but I think it's just a great series. 2 out of 3 from the Phillies. We got coming up next. Well, we got the Guardians, right?
Yeah, yet again, more American League BS. And, but they're not playing really good ball. So let's take advantage of them. You got no choice. It just sucks, man. Again, another series with no juice. So, is it going to be exciting? Yeah, because it's baseball and because, we're in first place. Brewers are playing great, stacking a lot of wins and stuff like that. But, I'd rather be playing Cincinnati. There'd be more juice if they were playing freaking Pittsburgh. Somebody, but damn, another American League team, man.
Yeah, I know. I said that. That's me being an a-hole again. I'm just, I love how you love the. You might. I don't know which one you love more, the World Cup or the American League teams back to back to back to back to back.
At least they threw the Philly series in there to help break it up a little bit. But, I'm still not over the beginning of the season where 14 of the first 15 series were against that trash league and all that. So it just, the season kind of started out not as exciting as it should have been. And here we go, a little bit more of the same. But don't feel bad for me. I'll suffer through these 3 days, hopefully with 3 wins in our pocket, and we'll move forward until we play some real teams in the National League again.
And then we come into this weekend, and that's for all the marbles, man. We might have some special guests coming on, Pipe. That's the Atlanta Braves, the battle of the 2 Megatron teams in the Major League Baseball right now. I'm super excited for that one. But we'll leave that to the next video, right, Pipe? Don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. But you're right. Stack these wins on top of these Cleveland. I almost called them the Cavaliers, bro. Too much Cream City crossover on the head, man. We'll blame that on Giannis, too. Anyways.
Man, the Cleveland don't even know what the hell they're called. Indians, Guardians, this Ians, that Ians. Ain't nobody care.
We got to get these boys, though. The reason why our record is so good is because we're not playing with our food. We're executing business. And that's what you got to do, man. You got to go in there. You got to beat these bums. Don't lose to the bums like you did in Las Vegas, man.
Yeah, I know. Again, you got to sit there, go in. You got to go in. You got to be motivated. The Brewers, they are. Hopefully the arrival of Pratt sits there and lights a little bit of a fire where some of these guys who are struggling, Perkins, Joe Zero, sit there and be like, hey, I could be next because we all know how good the minor leagues are for this Brewers team. There are more people who deserve to get brought up here. Badu, you went through a whole litany of them. And it's good that, Fisher got promoted, that Polish kid got promoted too. I don't even want to even try to say his name yet. I gotta
Ski,
I gotta
ski.
go
This
back
is
to
ski.
yeah, ski. I like that. Adam Toboggan or something. Ski, but there's dudes that have earned a spot up here, and so hopefully the arrival of Pratt will light a fire under these guys that are struggling, and they realize that it's go time now, and it's get done or get sent down.
I think it's time to make Jesus to make that next call up. I don't think he has anything left to prove on that double A level. And then you got guys down there like Eric Brown Jr., who's been down there a long time and had so much talent. I know he's had so many, but it's time for Jesus to jump them. And only other guy I really see down there really killing it. That's pretty much it. You got a couple mudcats down there that were doing well or whatnot, but we gotta get these guys moved all around, pipe. Got the draft coming up in a couple weeks.
I know. I want to see Jet Williams up here. Up in my closet, I got a Jet Bandy jersey, backup catcher from back in the day. So, as soon as Williams make an appearance, I'm going to sit there and go on to China.com and go get one of them knockoff, 14.99 jerseys of Jet Williams and rock that sucker. It ain't worth dropping 250 on, but I'll sit there and I could throw $15 on it. And I just sit there and start a collection of everybody named Jet. Why? I don't know. Why the hell not?
So what we're telling you, DH Gate, if you want to sponsor us, we're open to international sponsorships. By the way,
That's right. Yes, we are.
oh man, let's get to JR. Let's get to JR's Troy Trojans, bro. They knocked off the old mess rebel, old mess. Yeah, hell, old mess rebels. We'll call it what they are. Get your bum ass out of the college baseball World Series. I don't know what Troy has like. I didn't watch the game. I watched the game. Look, man, all I know is Troy won. That's the most important thing to me. Where I said my money won. How about that?
I hear you. A big problem with me in college baseball is the same problem I have with college basketball. I absolutely love it. Okay, college basketball, the game, perfect. I absolutely love it. The effort is there, the defense is there, all that kind of stuff. But there's too many damn teams and there's too many damn players and they move around too damn much. And so it's hard for me to keep track when I'm watching, on a random Tuesday night come college basketball season, Arkansas against Little Sisters of the Poor. And I'll watch it because I love the game of college basketball. But it's hard for me to sit there and remember who's who, who's good, who's not. Because my brain doesn't work like that, man. There's just too many damn people. College baseball, same thing, man. I have these games on, and I'll be sitting here and I'm watching it. I think, like, a lot of times I'm just kind of looking at it, and it's not really, like, registering, you know what I mean? And then, you hear something exciting, and then you start, like, actually watching. But yeah, no, good on Troy, man. And, they sent out Ole Miss, which, you know, obviously a much bigger conference, much bigger squad, all that kind of stuff. So good on Troy for that. Hopefully they keep this sucker rolling.
Yeah, we got games tonight. We got I'm trying to get the score right now. We got Oklahoma and Oklahoma. Is it Oklahoma and Alabama? I don't know. Alabama was playing Texas earlier, and I think Texas kind of gave them B2A. Pipe said, look, this is the thing. Pipe is really the radio legend. He's a guy. Pipe's pulling up these stats at the blink of an eye. He's the type of dude that can do that stuff. I just sit here and, try to look like I'm smart.
Oh, please. Everybody knows you're a hell of a lot smarter than me. But, I sit there and I wanted to watch College World Series, man. But, cable's got me, man. They know my number because right now tonight, man, Godfather 1 is on, followed right immediately by Godfather 2. So it's always hard for me. Anytime that's on, man, it's really hard not to watch the Corleone family. And so, yeah, that's what's on my TV right now. I should be watching College World Series, but I'm
I,
watching the Corleones.
you sure it's not New Zealand and Iran?
I have no idea what that means. Are they soccering against each other or something stupid? Yeah, no, that ain't gonna be on it.
Well, we'll get you the scores on the next one. It doesn't really matter. We just want to say that we are tuned in though, and we're super excited though. Seriously, all jokes aside, because you got this draft coming up. Hopefully the Brewers will get some guys. That's where Andrew Fisher came from, Tennessee guy. So you got a lot of guys. Actually, the game is over with. So, um, whatever. Who cares? Not
Yeah,
who cares. No, who cares? I said what I said. Ten toes
you
down.
know, we care. You know, we cares ish.
Listen, we care about Troy University. We care about South Alabama. We care about UW Whitewater. And then wherever this next round of kids go to, and that's it. Look, if you got another team, if you're a Carolina fan, if you're a Duke fan, whatever, whatever, hey man, I hope it's well. But what you mentioned about all these different teams, and you're absolutely right for college basketball. Because I mean, you think about it, in the state of Wisconsin, we got what, 4 or 5 D1 teams we got to keep up with. I can't keep up with them. Then Stephen F. Austin and Louisiana Lafayette and all this stuff. But in baseball, we have a unique thing going on, Pipe, where we only have the Milwaukee Panthers for D1.
Yeah, and you know, obviously we saw the amazing run that they went on this year, and that team deserves a lot of credit. But you know, they deserve a following. But the thing is that you know, UWM basketball has been very, very good. Have an
Mm-hmm.
absolute amazing coach in Bart Lundy, and they
Shout
still
out
draw
Lundy.
seven. They draw 7 people a game. You know, it's so unfortunate, man, that you got teams and squads like this that don't get the backing that they deserve. Those kids are putting in all the effort, the same amount of effort that the kids at Vanderbilt are doing, and all that kind of stuff, probably even more because they're not the upper echelon. They're not coming in as 5 stars, so they got to work their ass off a lot harder than these 5 star kids do at these elite programs. And they're the ones who deserve the backing, you know, and they're not getting it. It's frustrating. But hopefully, hopefully people will sit there and wake up and realize what a great thing we've got in UWM athletics.
Oh, love it, man. Love Bart Lundy, man. I went and saw those brothers play against Wofford this year down in South Carolina. 3.5 hour ride. Saw them play last year in Longwood, which is God and God's back, as my old lady would say in Virginia. I don't know where the hell I was. I just know I was driving through and the sign said bomb testing area, USS base. I was like, whoa, let me not make a right turn and go back to Longwood, right? So no, but I say all that, and you mentioned that pipe just, and now we're off topic. But look, hey man, we don't need this outline. We'll throw it. Who cares? You're right about that though. And the thing about it, you saw a lot of those kids that Bart coached up, the Jermichael Stillwell and those guys. Oh man, I forget my guard's name, but he went down there. They were the fighting Panthers of University of Central Florida this year. And you saw that. What was the kid's name from out here, man? There's a kid out here, BJ.
Yeah, yeah, Freeman.
Yes, Freeman. Amazing basketball player, went to Arizona State. We'll leave that alone. But I mean, just an immense amount of talent. And Bart is such a great coach. You know, Bart started out here at Queens College. I know that or now Queens University, excuse me. He's not going to be here for long. But I'm on a soapbox right now. I'm on a tangent. I'm on a rant. But what I want to tell you is why that Milwaukee Panthers baseball store is open. Go buy that stuff because the proceeds go straight to those guys. Burghart's did an amazing thing, and they have the best hat in college baseball. Pipe. Sorry, Troy, but I got to go where my money went before my kids were even here.
Yeah, yeah, no, man, everything you said is true. And again, any of these colleges, Troy, South Alabama, Whitewater, UWM, you guys could sponsor us too. We'll take anybody's money. But yeah, or at least tuition discounts. So, but
For
yeah, no,
real.
you support these teams, man, because they deserve it. Those kids deserve it. They're working hard, and they're making the town proud, whether people are paying attention or not. It was really nice with that run that UWM made in baseball this season. They did get one hell of a push on Twitter, and that was great to see. Hopefully, that carries over into basketball season. They deserve it.
No, for sure. And you got your boy, what is it, Dalton Varsho out there in Toronto. And then you have what's his name? AJ. He pitched well against the Brewers this year. Hey, don't blame it. Look, I'm an old man out here hanging out with these young people at 3 o'clock in the morning last night. So let's talk about that pipe before we get out of here. Let's talk about what you saw last night from my Carolina Hurricanes. Again, Stanley Cup champions. I'm surprised I even have a voice. I was out to 3 a.m. I was hanging from the light poles. Okay, I'm lying. I bought my grandson a T-shirt from Dick's, and I went home and went to sleep about 1:45. But 3 a.m. sounds much better. That's much gangster, isn't it, Pipe?
Yeah, a little bit, but man, I give you a lot of credit. That was awesome. You got into that watch party in Carolina. It would have been nicer if they could have sat there and clinched it at home instead of on the road. But you definitely when you're in Game 6 and you got a chance, you got to close it because you never know what the hell's going to happen in a Game 7, especially in hockey. So it sucks that they clinched it on the road instead of in front of your face there in Raleigh. But that was awesome. It was surprising because the Golden Knights have been good for a handful of years here. Um, they didn't have a whole lot of fight yesterday. For the most part, they kind of came out pretty weak. And granted, I'm not trying to take nothing away from Carolina, man, because they looked awesome, flying all over the ice. The speed difference was amazing and just completely noticeable in Game 6. But a very deserving champion, and I just all I did was jump on a bandwagon. You a fan? I'm a fan. So let's go Carolina. But it was a lot of fun, man. They deserved it. It was a great series. A lot of those early games were amazing. You had double overtime game and all that kind of stuff. A lot of back and forth, tons of goals scored, especially early. And then in the later games, it really tightened and got had more of a playoff hockey. Last night was a 3-0, basically 2-0 because he had the empty netter to make it three. But a lot of chewing on fingernails, man. That was a lot of tense moments the last couple games there.
Yeah, I was outside to start out in the watch party, man. Just absolutely pandemonium when Taylor Hall scores that first goal. Ex Blackhawk, just absolutely amazing. Just pandemonium. I sent you some videos of inside the watch party. It's just insane. Shout out to Eric Stahl. Just phenomenal way. I am hoping, and this is just from a Canes fan. A1 is the Blackhawks, A2 is the Canes for me. I'm hoping he retires. 37, winning the cup, winning the Conn Smythe. There's nothing else you have to prove in hockey, sir. You've done it all. You could go out on bookends, winning a Stanley Cup when you were 17 years old as part of the Pittsburgh Penguins, to now closing it out with the team where all three of your brothers have skated for. And I don't think it gets any better. But I think we got to give a mention to the bus man for sure. Because the bus man comes in, cold as cold can be, gets on the ice, and doesn't let anything go by. Two phenomenal games. Actually, two and a half, two and a third phenomenal games from that guy. One fluky goal gets by him. He was absolutely amazing. We would not be here without Frederick Anderson, Freddie. Just phenomenal through the entire playoffs and just top to bottom. I just got a question for you. So I don't know Tortatelli, whatever that dude's name is for Vegas. We don't remember his name because he didn't win the cup. What happened to his clothes? You know the story about his clothes?
What happened?
So he said in the post game after Game 5 when the Canes pulled that big belt out. I don't even have any belts around me. I got a big baseball glove with no belts. But he pulled that belt out on the boys' Game 5, Pipe. And he said, I'm leaving my clothes in the hotel because we're coming back. So what do you think happened to his clothes, Pipe?
Well, I'm sure they got sold on eBay, and that's all good. Um, you know, Good on him. That's the kind of machismo you need, especially when you're down in a series. Try to motivate your dudes, but like I said, it obviously didn't work because they didn't come out firing. They had a little bit of a push to open up the game in the first period, but it went away pretty quickly and they never really got it back. So, nice attempt trying to motivate the guys, but it didn't work that well.
So I truthfully think the series ended Game 3, and this is the last point I got on the hockey. I think it ended Game 3 when they were up 4-0, and we sent it to overtime. I felt like that's a part of Vegas died that night. And, they got the goal. It was fluky, whatever. But I don't think they ever had enough after that. That's just from my seat. I'm obviously biased. I'm still waving this joint. Put my Petey Pablo on.
Yeah, again, it was very entertaining. It was one hell of a good series, man. And congratulations to your boys. I'm so happy that they won for you. But the the NHL playoffs is amazing. They always put on a hell of a show, and this year was no different.
And
Lord
I'm think
Stanley would definitely be proud of the series that clinched this sucker.
so now I'm gonna let y'all in behind the scenes again. I'm thinking out loud, but I think at some point we need to get this guy Aaron Sims on here because of that Brewers Admirals partnership. And I would just love to hear it because the amount of ex Admirals that we had in that hockey game pipe, it'd be interesting to see his take. So maybe Aaron Sims, if you're listening to us, we'd love to talk to you, my friend. Want to hear what you think about hockey and also what you think about these Milwaukee Brewers, my brother.
Yeah, and the AHL, the Calder Cup finals are going on now. You got the Chicago Wolves. I think they're going up against Toronto, and yeah, I got to reach out to Aaron. Man, I miss him. Such a great dude. I loved working with every game that I was able to work with him was a treat. So, good friend, good human. Love that guy.
Hey, you know who the Chicago Wolves are affiliated of?
Well, yeah, unfortunately, yeah,
Oh,
that's your squad. That's your squad.
so we
But
trying
it's
to sweep some
crazy.
sweep some
It's
cups.
crazy because they had a year or two recently where they weren't affiliated with you guys. They
Right.
weren't affiliated with anybody, and they still kept the team. Just kind of paid it out of pocket and didn't get any support from any NHL team. But then they rehooked up with the Hurricanes. So you guys obviously on one hell of a run.
Yeah, I don't know. I keep saying this is the last thing, man. I sound like somebody you know. But anyways, um, I don't know how much longer that's gonna last. We just got these Greensboro Gargoyles out here. We used to be affiliated with the Charlotte Checkers, so I think at some point. But I mean, kudos to the Wolves, man. I hope they pull it off too. Growing up in Milwaukee, I was an Admirals fan through and through. I hate the Predators though, so when them guys leave the Admirals, it's F them because I'm telling you the way it goes in my house. At least according to Papa J's seat. Now you ask someone else in this house, they may say "Let's go Canes" and that's it. I'm sure that little boy sleep. But for me, it's let's go Hawks, then let's go Canes. But man, it's phenomenal pipe. Being there was amazing. The only thing I need to see, you know what I need? I gotta see a Brewers one. I gotta see one.
Well, we're due, man. We're due. We've been waiting a long ass time, and they got to get it done this year. Why not us? So they got the squad. They're playing good. Whether we're one starter away remains to be seen. But hopefully Pratt and some of these guys that hopefully we get some dudes back from injury in the starting rotation. Quinn. The fact that the Brewers are doing all this without Quinn Priester, without Brandon Woodruff for most of the season, all that kind of stuff. Hopefully we get some of these dudes back, totally solidify the rotation, and then all we got to do is worry about the offense. Hopefully Pratt is a big part. He comes in, he makes pays good dividends right away, able to sit there and at least make it where we, instead of getting zero out of one side of the infield, we actually get something, and then we can worry about the third base position once we solidify shortstop. But I guess one move at a time. Let's hope that shortstop's going to be locked down by Mr. Pratt here until Jesus Made comes along, and we'll figure it out from there. But yeah, Brewers need to get this bad boy done.
I was gonna ask you a World Cup question before we get out of here, but I think I got a better one for you other than the World Cup because we know what you feel about that. Go USA, that's it. So I've been on this Twitter machine a lot, and I've been listening to Tim Allen and Tommy. Been listening to Billy and Armin and them guys in the morning, and everybody from 97.3 to 105.7 to the game to the fan to ESPN radio, whoever it is, we listen to them, right? National guys, local guys, Locked On Brewers, Chuck Freeman's Brewers stuff. It's a big lot of stuff going around, Pipe, that Woody's arm is dead. Do you feel it's dead? Or do you feel we're gonna see Woody back for enough? I know we're not gonna get him for, hitting home runs off Clayton Kershaw, that type of Woody anymore. But can we get enough for him to get to that promised land?
Probably not. Probably not. It was a long shot for him to sit there and be able to pay any kind of dividends at all this season. I was talking to my former radio partner, and before the season started, and I told him, I said I'd be surprised if he made 15 starts this season, and I hope I'm wrong. We'll see, but I just what compounds it in the bad category is the fact that you've got nothing from Priester. If we were getting the same Judas Priester that we had last year, our record would be probably 7 games better than it is now. We would be making the division just an absolute joke. We'd be running away with it. So the only reason why it's close is because of the injuries. But that said, the strength of the Brewers so far has been starting pitching, and thank heavens for Miz because what he's done so far, him and Harrison has been absolutely electric. Sproat's hanging in there, had a really good start in Vegas, good start in Colorado. Some crap before that, but he's turning it around too. So we'll see what happens. But with Woody, I don't think we're going to see a whole lot from him. And it sucks because it's really hard not to root for him. He's a really good dude in the clubhouse, really good dude, when the cameras are off and all that. And we saw what he was able to deliver on the mound. So you root nothing for the best for him. But, I think we've seen pretty much what we're going to see.
Well, Woody, just know you got two fans in us, man. We hope you come back. We hope you come back strong. We want to see you
Amen.
soon. And yeah, man. Again, I hope you're wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I just got to err on the side of caution. I know one thing with this body that we have, bro. When these limbs tell you that it's over, it is what it is. We saw a lot of it with Jimmy Nelson. He kind of tried to hang on for a while after that and never really amounted to back to the guy that he was pre-injury. And let's hope that Gasser gets back too. We got Logie Henderson coming back early July. It's a couple weeks now. So just hold down the fort. Let's get some guys back. Sproat pitch better. And I think we'll be in good shape, man. What else you got tonight, Pipe, before we get up out of this joint?
Nothing. I got nothing, man. But just off days suck. But this is a lot of fun, man. I'm glad your Canes won, and hopefully Troy keeps rolling, and in the College World Series, and yeah, that's about it, man.
Yeah, man. Well, we definitely appreciate all of you folks tuning in and stuff like that. And real quick before we get out of here, we may allude to it. We may what Pipe Tony's called a tease, not allude to it. Stop using them words you learned in Robinson Library at St. Augustine's College. So we're gonna call it a tease. We may have some guests coming up this week. We might have a couple special ones. So just stay on the lookout for that too, man. But no, we really do appreciate you all listening, man. And I'm gonna bite some from Trey Crosby, the guru. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend about the Cream City Curveball. We need you all to interact with us more. Let us know what you like. Hey, if you think I'm an idiot and I'm off my rocker and take this dumb cane sugar honey iced tea off, well, tell me. If you want Pipe to get a new Brewers hat, we're gonna get a donation link for you soon. Let's get Pipe a Risco hat, right?
Oh
If you
hell
think
no.
if you think I need to shave this ugly crap off my beard, if you think that me and Pipe need to stop talking White Sox in the beginning of the show, if you think what else can I think, Pipe? If you think Joe Hay or Tani is his real name, tell us. Give us feedback. Interact with us. What's your Twitter handle, Pipe?
Jeff underscore Orlowski, ORLOSKI. So yeah, hit me up anytime. What's yours?
I'm at Rated R Nuke 414. And you know what? God darn it, I don't remember our Cream City Curve. Just type in Cream City Curveball on Twitter. You'll find us. We interact with every one of them. We'll interact on that. We'll interact on the Facebook. Follow us on the Instagram, right? We're going to have a TikTok soon. Don't worry. It's going to be epic.
Like and subscribe up on YouTube too.
For sure. Interact with us. That's the only way we can know what to give you, what we're looking for. You told us to go every day. We're going just about every day. We might be back tomorrow. We might be back the next day, but it'll be real soon. But for those of you that were here, we really appreciate you listening. Whether you're listening this afternoon Whether if you go listen tonight with Pipe in the shower, whether you go listen in the band with Pipe, the two of us truly appreciate you, man. I'm your man, Justin from North Carolina.
And pipe on from Milwaukee.
This has been Cream City Curveball. It's a Cream City Media Group production. Go Brewers.